Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FTB Sports Premier League preview show. We've got Ian tonight and myself, Solo 7. Hi, Ian. Welcome.
Evening, Errol. Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I know it's Friday night, but heading towards Christmas. You and me, retailers to the end, so the week hasn't finished yet.
Yes. No. Yeah, I've just literally walked in myself, so got a lot on tonight as well. Not a lot of games this week, to be honest with you, is there?
For Saturday, for Sunday.
And we got Monday football as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Monday football. So let's start off with then.
Oh, yeah. I'll check out. So keep going.
Yeah. So at the moment then, let's check out our first game. Crystal Palace and Liverpool, team to your heart, Crystal Palace. You watched we did a watch along the other day, the Man United watch along, and then you came in with us with the Crystal Palace watch along. And there was a fantastic goal got scored in that game, really. And you had a player scored it, and then a player sent off, Benteke. Talk us through it then.
Yeah. Firstly, how my life came about for yourself, Al. I was born and brought up in Manchester, in Wythenshawe, Manchester. Born in the same hospital as Tyson Fury a couple of decades later, and lived in Manchester, as a kid all the way through. And then as a shopkeeper, I found myself in London, and I watched City through the Man City Supporters Club in London. But I wanted to see more, and I got some mates who were Palace fans, so I've been a Palace season ticket holder for 4 years now. And it is a bit like having a wife and a girlfriend, or wife and a mistress. It is a bit, But I have to say, when we go to Selhurst Park, I do stand with the visitors. Terrible position, but there you go. But I actually thought Palace played really well, really well. The guy they've missed is Luka Miljovic, protecting the back four. He really does such a good job there. But the challenge Palace have always had at the back is the inconsistencies of the centre-backs. Sacco is a good player, but forever injured. Cahill, fraction too old. But the other guys, the guys at Palace tell me Scott Dann was a real player in his day, but in the 4 years I've been there, I've only ever seen the old guy post his knee injury, who's kind of clumsy and very slow. Tompkins, and where Palace's challenge comes, they don't play out very quickly from the back. And we saw the game and the game before that, where Vincenzo Wheater, who's again 34 years old, is a good goalkeeper, big lanky guy. But boy, he gets down. What a shot stopper. A challenge that there is any better shot stopper in the Premier League. For a big guy, he gets down unbelievably to stop the ball. However, when you watch him coming for crosses, that's a whole different ball game. And he's no Alisson at Liverpool, or in terms of bringing the ball out, playing the ball forward. He is a bit immobile, a bit 80s, 90s. So Palace have challenges in the defence, but they have some great players. SC is a fantastic player. And I thought Palace-West Ham was so well balanced. They were so beautifully matched teams. West Ham have some really good players. I mean, Damien Rice is turning into an ace player, a really good player.
I think today, breaking news as well, isn't it? Is it ahow, or whatever his name is? He's just signed a new contract for West Ham today.
Okay.
So he signed a new extended contract today. Is it ahow? Jordan, yeah.
He plays for Palace.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. I'm saying what's his name? I've just watched it on Sky Sports News as well.
Okay.
They just had one of their players based on the contract, Crystal Palace. West Ham did.
Okay.
Good. So for me, going into the game, Liverpool versus Spurs, massive game, huge game that was. Liverpool came away, technically speaking, the runaway winners, really. Tottenham wasted loads of chances. But I think, to be honest with you, Liverpool seemed to be the team that was probably more in control and was the team that was going to score that winning goal. I couldn't see nothing but a Tottenham winning that game. For me, this week, I'm going to probably Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. I probably will go with, say, Tony Fox. Well, the Fox is predicting a 1-1 draw. Declan Rice.
Declan
Rice, yes.
He's playing in that game? No.
Yeah.
Damien Rice.
Damien Rice. Sorry, Declan. Damien Rice signed a new contract. Thanks, Tony. Jesus, eyesight. Yeah. So
Wow,
for me,
that's bigger news than are you? Because Declan Rice staying at West Ham, that's really big time for them.
Yeah. So
West Ham.
Yeah. So for me, prediction: Tony's predicted a 1-1 draw. 12:30 kickoff. What are you going with? Are you going with your heart or your head?
I'm going for no. I'm going with my head. I think Liverpool, credit to them. You know, they beat Spurs, etc. But I don't actually think Liverpool have played fantastically well for a while. Their spirit has got them over the line. I think Palace will win. I think Palace will win 2-0.
2-0 Palace.
Yeah, I do. I think Palace will contain them really well. Roy Hodgson always has a thing for Liverpool. I think Palace will win 2-0. I think Zaha and probably Esse will score. But I love Andy Townsend, probably my favourite player. What a man! Yeah. So I'm going Palace 2, Liverpool 0. Roy masterclass at Palace of containment and then a couple of really good breaks.
Oh wow! I'm going opposite. I was going for Liverpool 3-0 win.
3-0.
3-0 win. I was going for there.
I'm not certain Liverpool are firing on all cylinders.
I don't think they are firing on all cylinder, but I think after that Tottenham performance, I think that'll boost their confidence. That'll boost their confidence. So I think, I'm going to go with a 3-0 win. Really, I can't see nothing but a Liverpool win. But again,
I think Palace have played really well the last couple of games. Really solid.
Yeah, they have. But again, I'm saying 3-0. But when you do look at Crystal Palace, it's for me, with Palace, it seems like they don't really concede a lot of goals, do they?
Nope.
With the setup, they don't really concede a lot of goals. So I'm still going to stick with it.
More dangerous than they've ever been.
Yeah. With Eze in the team, yeah, of course they are, 100%. But I'm still going to stick. I'm still going to stick. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with the 3-0, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm going to stick with it.
You don't think Jurgen Klopp's going to give it the big one? Remember, Liverpool played Wednesday, and they've got to travel all the way down to South London. Jurgen Klopp,
Brown as well.
He does not like a midday kick off on a Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be right. You could be right with it. And Selhurst Park, well, there's no fans because it's tier 3 now, isn't it, as well? So disadvantage again. Advantage. Okay, Michael, whatever guys we're doing, keep up the good work. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. So for me now, we're gonna move into this 1 o'clock kickoff now. Sorry, 3 o'clock kickoff, and it's the Southampton versus City. Again, your club against a club that got beaten, was it 7 or something like that, against Leicester City, and all of a sudden now title contenders.
Well, I don't know what that David Hasselhoff from Baywatch has done to Southampton. But, they're a different team. I mean, credit to him. He's really produced a fantastic outfit. City is so impotent up front. They really can't score. It's a concern. However, I am going to predict a City win. Why? Because Southampton are the sort of team City like. They're not a Spurs. They're not a Palace. They're not a team that sits back and contains in the same way that West Brom did the other night.
Tough game.
Confidence will have a go and they'll try and play football against City. And that's the sort of team Man City love.
Yeah.
I think City will beat them because Southampton will try and play football against them.
See, my worry is, don't get me wrong, for me, I'll predict a City win anyway. But for me right now, Southampton, Danny Ings, Will Prowse as well. Very good players. It's almost like they're coming on leaps and bounds at the moment. So for me, those two players are fantastic. Yep. Fantastic players.
They're just really well disciplined.
Yeah.
Just really well disciplined team, and hats off to Hasselhoff.
Hats brilliant.
Off to Hasselhoff. I mean, he's done such a job.
Yeah. Excellent job he's done at the club.
There's been a whole series of managers who've had 1 or 2 good seasons at Southampton, gone on elsewhere and not done so well, whether it's Poyel or even Pochettino, Schooners, Hughes in their day, they all made it at Southampton and then got found out in a different
club. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
So we'll see. We'll see what Hasselhoff has got to say.
What's your prediction?
0-2. Southampton 0.
2-0.
Man City 2.
2-0. See, I'm going to go and I'm going to say a 2-1. I think Danny Ings or Prowse will get... Either Danny Ings will get a goal or Prowse will get a free kick. But it's going to be, I think... De Bruyne, for me, hasn't shown up at all this season.
Really?
I don't think he has been the player he was last season.
I'm not saying this about Kevin De Bruyne. I think actually he's been one of the more consistent players. I think
Sterling as well.
They've missed David Silva something more than they ever know. Yeah. And Gabriel Jesus, I don't know, he's behind the pace of the game. He doesn't read the game at all well. They miss Aguero so badly. But you're right.
Yeah, they do.
Sterling hasn't made himself dangerous enough. There isn't a striker. And a little bit of blame on Pep. He needs, if Torres was showing potential as that number 9, keep going, Pep. Keep going.
Yeah.
You can't take a lad who scores a hat-trick for Spain and then put him on the bench for City. Come on.
Again, for me, sometimes when I look at it, it's almost like, I don't know what it is. It's almost like punishing that player, isn't it, really? He's done so well for Spain and all of a sudden he didn't come back off international duty. Well, you're not playing this week. But as a club, City, they're not functioning well at the moment of the season.
They're playing...
Spent all that money on defenders.
Apart from when we look at those stats, Liverpool had a massive amount of opportunity in the penalty area in the week.
Yeah, they did.
Spurs didn't. And that's where City is struggling. It's inside the penalty area. The rest of the park, they look like gods.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, I'm going to go. I'll stick with a City win, but 2-1 win. I wonder if Raheem Sterling will turn up tomorrow at the party as well. Because again, for me, he's underperforming.
Yeah, I agree.
To his level. So, yeah, I'll go. Then we got the 5:30 kickoff. I call this the banana skin game. And it's Everton versus Arsenal.
How much more pressure can Arsenal and Arteta take? Everton beat Chelsea, didn't they, the other day, yeah?
They did, yes. And so they also then went on and beat Leicester as well.
Yeah. And on form Everton.
Yes. Calvert-Lewin.
Walking along Arsenal. You know what? That looks like a recipe for disaster for Arsenal. I think Everton win that, maybe even 3-0. And I don't know how much punishment. They're like a boxer who's not defending, getting stuck on the ropes, getting punched and punched. I don't know how much they'll put up with it. I love the loyalty. When my brother is the biggest critic of Pep Guardiola. No. I've seen so many managers come and go in my past life at City. I want consistency. So I don't blame the Arsenal fans. Stick with Arteta. But you have to take some punches.
Yeah, they have to. They have to stick, because if they don't stick by him, again, another manager will come in and then have a different philosophy. I think with Arteta, he's come in this club. He's won 2 trophies in 6 months. You got to stick by him. You have to stick by him, and the players have to get around the philosophy. Also, the club has to invest in January with him to basically give him that kickstart. Just like how Everton's been backed, they have to back Arteta.
Yeah. Remember that Rocky quote, Errol, we talked about? It's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you get it. And you still keep moving forward. That's what winning is.
Yes,
and that's
exactly.
What Arteta and Arsenal have got to remember. It's not the few wins, it's how you take it, but keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I would say to Arsenal, believe in Arteta.
Yeah.
But you're going to have some difficult times.
We got an Arsenal fan is saying it's going to be 4-0 Everton and David Luiz to be sent off. Afternoon, Adam. How you doing? You all right?
Oh dear.
Yeah. So
keep faith at maybe at Arsenal.
Yeah, I'd honestly say you keep him at least till next season. You've got to keep the manager till next season at least. Don't get me wrong, there's a smile on my face when I hear Arsenal lose, but for the long haul, they got to stick by the manager. They have to do it because they got rid of Wenger, and I still think Wenger should never have gone. I still think they got rid of Emre too early. and they brought Arteta in, and now they want to get rid of Arteta. They've got to stick by it.
The Premier League is tough. I mean, Ancelotti at Everton is a world-class manager, and he'll struggle to break the top four. You know, Arteta, the Premier League is a hard league. And I don't think Hasselhoff's their answer, no matter how well he does at Southampton.
Yeah. Fox said, come on, they won the FA Cup. Man City didn't turn up, and Pulisic got injured, and that was the final, basically. So basically, he's saying Arsenal won the title, the FA Cup for...
When Arsenal beat City, I think it was the FA Cup semi-final, and his tactics that day were brilliant. But, you know, you've got to follow it up.
So we go through the prediction. We got someone on here. Let's call him by his name. Crazy Mank. Reckon Man United are favourites. Let me know if you want to feature.
Your future predicted.
Yeah. Oh,
Adam,
God.
Adam.
Whatever you're drinking, Adam, I want some.
How many glasses have you had? United title contenders.
I said to you, Adam, stop it.
City should have put them away. They're clanking. They're like a drum going lamppost to lamppost.
Yeah. I said, Adam, stop it.
There's no confidence.
Yeah, don't do it, Adam, to yourself, please. I told you. Don't tell people that.
Probably was having a few good games because he thinks he might be in for a transfer in January.
It's playing for the future. So prediction, Arsenal prediction. What are we going with? I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say Everton 2-0. And Arsenal will get a player sent off as well. But who, I don't know.
I don't think you'd be far wrong. 2 or 3-0 to Everton, I think. You're not far wrong.
Yeah, okay. So, let's go 2-0. Okay, another game. Newcastle, 8 p.m. versus Fulham.
I still think this is a strange time to watch football on a Saturday night. I'm not a European, you know. Newcastle, Fulham. Newcastle got a right thrashing from Leeds 5-2. Fulham got a good draw against Liverpool. Fulham coming onto form. I'm going to back Fulham. I like Fulham. I like Scott Parker. I want to champion him as a young English manager. I'm pleased that Fulham have stuck with Scott Parker rather than those spineless boneheads at West Bromwich Albion bringing Sam Allardyce living in the past back. Take him from the bottom of the championship, wins the championship. He's in the most difficult league in the world, and you sack Village.
Dinosaur football is back. Dinosaur football.
But what a scandal that is.
But with Newcastle, going on with Newcastle though, don't you think with Newcastle, even though they had a COVID and they had like all the players was isolating, they didn't look like that the other night, did they?
I don't know.
They came out against Leeds fighting, but unfortunately they lost 5-2, didn't they?
COVID is, as we know, is a really strange disease. The debilitation hits people for long periods afterwards. If you're a finely tuned athlete like these Premier League footballers are, I don't know what it does to someone. So it's very difficult. You know, they may have tested negative afterwards, they've recovered, but it's not exactly like a hamstring, is it? It's not a hamstring injury or even a broken leg.
Yeah.
You know, knowing how much COVID long-term affects a top athlete.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's more to it than that.
I'm going to sit there. I'm going to put my put it out. Newcastle are good at home, but I'm going to put it out there and say I think Fulham. That's going to be our scrappy game, and I'm going to say when you look at Newcastle stats for goals on target, shots on target, possession, and stuff like that, they average in roughly about 37 to sort of like 46% per game. Shots on goal as well against Leeds the other night. That was their highest they've ever had since the Premier League started this season. And I believe, if I'm right to say, they had something like about 7 shots on goal.
So what do you think, Neil?
I'm going to go with a Fulham 1-0 win.
Weird. I was going to say that. 0-1. Yeah. I think Fulham will win.
Fulham win.
I want Scott Parker to do. You know, he's improving and they're battling. And again, you know my Jose rant. You know, a team that parks the bus to win the Premier League, do me a favour, that's a disgrace. Scott Parker is down there as a youngish manager. He could park the bus, but no, he still believes in the beautiful game. He wants to play football. Credit. Yeah. I will back him all the way. No, I'll back him all the way.
Apparently, Fox is saying the referee will.
Like we always do.
It's that one there is a private joke. There's a guy on the actual group itself who thinks everything corruption when it goes against Newcastle.
Oh yeah, it's probably after the FA didn't see their takeover guys and spitting.
That's it. There you go. Yeah, it's conspiracy.
It's
so, did you want to go through the Sunday?
Fulham are sponsored by Charles Turret.
Yes.
So when you see Scott Parker, he is beautifully dressed.
Yeah.
Just a point.
100%. So 1-0. So we're both going 1-0 Newcastle. 1-0 Fulham. Did you want to go through the Sunday game, Ian?
Absolutely, yeah.
You do the Sunday game and then I'll do the Monday games, yeah?
Yeah. So who's the first game out? Who's playing Sheffield United? We got Brighton, Brighton, Sheffield United. Another young manager that I think is great is Graham Potter at Brighton. I think he's a really good manager. I have no idea what's happened to Sheffield United. Perhaps losing the goalkeeper has hurt them. I don't know. What on earth has happened to Sheffield United? But I think Brighton will win.
They signed Ryan Brewster. The guy doesn't even start. 25 million.
Crazy.
And the thing for me now, if I look at it and I look at Ryan Brewster signed for Sheffield United, he'd be better off going to Brighton because he plays the style of football that Liverpool plays, and he would have fit in that club team perfectly. Because when you look at Danny Welbeck's a good player, but he's too injury prone. I think sort of Ryan Brewster would have gone in that team and do something.
I want Brighton to win. I think, even though I hate my Palace mates will kill me for that, I think they play good football. I'm going to be really consistent. I champion teams and managers who believe in the beautiful game, not the park the bus Mourinho guys. Those guys. And
Jose.
He earns credit. They're trying to play football in a very difficult league. Hats off. I think it's going to be 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. Adam has gone for and saying Sheffield United will park the bus and get their first win of the weekend.
He's had another glass of wine.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Brighton win. I think Potter will come through and that will be a win and put more pressure on the manager at Sheffield United.
Keep backing the beautiful game.
Yeah. Remember, guys, please subscribe, like, share, and join in conversation. Next game, Ian.
Yeah, so we've got Spurs against Leicester. Now, I looked at this and I thought, boy, that's interesting. The two teams who contain really well midfield at the back, and credit, Spurs and Leicester, they really defend well. I think Leicester massively missed Siosku.
Yes, he's injured now.
He's a fantastic centre-back. So they missed him. They're not as solid as Spurs at the back. But both teams have got ace forwards that race forward. I think Spurs will have a bit much for them. Yeah. But it's going to be a very, very interesting game. Will Jose finally come out and play some bloody football? I doubt it. Yeah, I keep saying, if Hoddle and Waddle were still at Spurs and they were 25 years old each, I reckon Jose would still put them on the bench all night. I think somehow Spurs will. I mean, Harry Kane is just the best. He's
fantastic. He's, to be honest with you, best striker in Premier League.
I think they're going to have a bit much for Vardy's mob. I think it's going to be something like 2-0 or 2-1. 2-0. I think Spurs are... Alderweireld is a great defender. He marshals them really well.
Yeah. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Spurs.
Yeah, I am too. Leicester won't score.
Yeah, Song, and I'm going to say... let's give it to Song. Song and... yeah, let's go Song and Kane combination. I think they've got the best partnership, so let's go for them. Song and Kane to get those winners. Leicester only win...
When When's Bale going to come good there? What's going on there? Because they must be paying him a shed full of weekly wages.
They are.
So what's going on?
I think honestly, with Bales, I don't know what it is, guys. Spurs fan, what's your thought? Why is Bales not starting for Tottenham? Give us your thoughts, please. Spurs will definitely bounce back from Liverpool.
For the Spurs fans, we think it's going to be 2-0.
Yes, 2-0. 2-0 Spurs. 2-0 Spurs. Spurs will win.
Why not
Spurs
Bale?
will win.
What's going on?
What's going on with Bales? Why isn't he starting games? For the money is on. So I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs. Next Sunday game?
Yeah.
Is that all Sunday game?
Remember, there's history here. The Leeds, it's a shame there's no crowd. Because 2 decades ago, Leeds and Man United was the biggest hate mob and matches out there. It's really interesting. You're going to totally disagree with me, but I think Leeds are playing fantastic football. I think they can find United out. I think United will be beaten, and I think Leeds will overawe them. I think that some of those United, Maguire and whoever they play alongside a centre-back, I think they'll get shown up at centre-back. Yeah, I think this could be a turning point. I think this is going to be something like United will get a goal, I have to say. I do like Rashford as a forward. If Martial wasn't such a lazy bastard, he would be a good forward. But I think it's going to be like 1-2 or 1-3. Leeds are going to win. Leeds going to win.
So on the Tottenham, we've got Tottenham fans. Aaron, thanks for coming in, mate. Basically, he's saying about obviously Gareth Bale doesn't track back, so Jose doesn't sort of trust him with it. That's probably why he doesn't start, really.
So what? He was only brought in to sell shirts. Jose hadn't done his homework. He hasn't seen what he's played like in the last 12 years. They took a decision. Sorry, sneeze.
Bless you. Yeah.
No, he doesn't track back. He's never tracked back in 12 or 13 years. Why pay him the price?
Yeah. So for me, and then was it Bernstein, more reliable and more getting back, defending. So yeah, that's true as well, because Gareth Bale to me is a luxury player, isn't he?
Luxury player, or you mean a proper player?
I think more luxury.
Because he's not defending like Harry Kane, etc. I don't think he's a luxury player. I just think Jose doesn't want to play football. He only wants, it's like the Harry Redknapp muscular brigade at Portsmouth all again.
Yeah.
I want beautiful flowing football. Gareth Bale can deliver that.
Yeah.
Do you really want your centre back defending for most of the game? If you do, fine. You implore Jose to win the title. If you want to see some beautiful flowing football for 90 minutes, not 70% possession for some other team.
Yeah. So I think. But let's go back now to the Man United game we're talking about. Rivalry, we haven't played them how many years now? I think it's almost like nearly 20 years, isn't it, since the rivalry for Leeds United, Man United. We signed Rio Ferdinand as they were getting relegated for 18 million. It was like yesterday.
Hansen, remember?
Yeah. So for me, I know you said you reckon Leeds going to win. Leeds is a great team right now. They're absolutely flying. Yeah, but I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say United will just scrape it. And I think we might just get it might be just a 2-1 win. We might just scrape it.
You're going to look for a dodgy penalty here, aren't you? The Leeds are going to get done.
You know what? Yeah, as you said it was in my head. I thought about a penalty.
So
I did think about a penalty.
That Leeds are going to play, the beautiful flowing football that Leeds are going to play. You guys are going to bung some ref in the car park. Ferguson will be there with a brown paper bag. Keane will be there with his knuckle dusters. And what you bet? Okay, here's one. It's going to be on Sky, at 4:30. Yeah. Oh, let's just rock out Keane in the commentary box and Neville. Who's going to balance it? Who are they going to put out from Leeds? Or we're going to listen to those two?
Alan Smith. Alan Smith. Yeah, bring Alan Smith on.
What, as a commentator?
Yeah. They'll probably bring Alan Smith. Yeah, they'll probably bring Alan Smith on.
Smith from Arsenal or Alan Smith who used to play for Leeds?
Leeds and United.
Can he string a sentence together?
You never know.
I'm not certain
I
about
think
that.
they probably, to be honest with you, I reckon they'll bring on Viduka or they'll bring on Ian Hart. One of those two normally comes on.
I really hope so. I hope they balance it.
Yeah, they will. They will.
Sky, I'm watching those two, the thug and the imbecile, trying to comment for money, meant to be given unbiased commentary.
Yeah.
How can you do that when you've got too many United or Liverpool pundits in there? Whether it's McManaman and, Gobshite out of the window, it's infested by United.
100%.
Come on, get Andy Hinchcliffe in there, Micah Richards for City. For Leeds, find someone, hello. They're not all that dim up north,
Yeah, so I think that's what the commentary will be. But I'm going to stick and I'm going to say 2-1 United. You're going to go with the other way around, aren't you? Leeds to win 2-1.
I think Leeds are going to win that.
Yeah, Leeds to win 2-1. I'm going 2-1 United. I'm going to say Rashford, and I'm going to say the player that get a lot of stick, I'd love to see get a goal this weekend, is Pogba.
I think that's time to sleep.
So yeah, okay. So that. I think what other game? There's one more game on Sunday, isn't it?
There is. Now, if we were from Birmingham, the second biggest city in the UK, which is actually bigger than Manchester, you've got a massive game there. The Baggies at the Hawthorns are home to Villa. Now that'll be really interesting. Fat Sam's first game back in with Sammy Lee. They once met walking down the street. Actually, we had a lovely conversation. Nice guy. He lived right near me in Shad Thames in South London.
Yeah.
Allardyce. Surely Villa can put them away. I hope for Slaven Bilic 0-3. I want the West Brom owners. I'm not certain who owns West Brom, but I want them to know that there are values that transcends football that they have defiled.
Yeah.
By getting Sam Allardyce, yesterday's man, back to replace a guy who has taken you from obscurity back into the Premier League. You're beyond contempt. I hope you get a kick in.
And then with it, Michael was saying about Man United, we basically United at home at the moment without a home fan. We've bucketed basically, which is true. For me, again, West Brom. I don't know. So what score are you going for there, Ian? You said with West Brom?
0-3.
3-0. Yeah, I think West Brom will lose that game. They'll lose it. They'll lose. Big Sam will come in and it will put up a fight, go for the draw game, part the boss. But I think, you're right. It's going to be I reckon it might be a 2-0. I think it's 2-0.
He'll then blame the players he's picked up, etc., and he'll then do a Harry Redknapp in the transfer market. And I know you're doing a transfer show. You might want to talk about. And I think you'll hear Big Sam wheeling and dealing with some transfers and all that.
Transfer windows, transfer thing on the show is going to be amazing because, like you said, there's lots and lots going to happen on that show.
He's on a £2 million bonus to keep them up. So he's gonna get together a whole bunch of journeyman players to get him his £2 million in January. Yeah, to try and get his. The rumours were Tompkins from Palace. Great. One of the most boring defenders I've ever seen. Good luck. And Sam will get his $2 million. He'll go away from West Brom and leave even with a bunch of granddads.
It's an 18 months contract as well. What is it, Michael? Yeah, United home form is poor, but our away form is brilliant. So should we go? So we're gonna go. I'm going 2-0. You're going 3-0. Bromley to lose. Should I hit the Monday's game?
Yeah, can I just say how? Remind me, when I was in Uxbridge today, Kat said she'd been watching us on there, and I'd forgotten. I thought, oh my God, she's going to think I'm the most unprofessional guy in the world now. If Kat's watching, this is my home time. I don't have to behave myself.
She mentioned it today as well. We're going to go.
Misbehave out of work. I don't care.
Yeah, we're going to go.
Roy Keane's an animal.
Yeah, we're going to go Burnley versus Wolves now. For me, it's a tough one. This one, isn't it? But before in the past, like last season, I could say to you, Burnley at home may be a very difficult game. Still is a difficult game at 5:30 on Monday, but I can see nothing but a Wolves win.
I agree. I
Nothing
feel
but maybe a 1-0. 1-0. It's going to be a tight game, but 1-0 Wolves win.
at some stage Roy Hodgson has to retire at Crystal Palace, and I would like to see Sean Dyche go to Crystal Palace. Again, he is not a part of the bus manager. He's just got no money. To lose Jeff Hendricks up to Newcastle was terrible for him. So he just has no money. What he's done at Burnley has been unbelievable.
Well, they've just been bought out, haven't they? They've just been taken over. So in January transfer window, they're going to be spending.
He's a good manager, but Wolves will win.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, you're right with it.
0-2. Wolves will win.
I'm going to say Wolves 1-0 win, 5:30 kickoff. Then we're on to the last game of the evening, which is 8 p.m. kickoff, and it's a derby, London derby, Chelsea versus West Ham.
For the neutrals, this could be the game of the weekend. This could be a humdinger.
I've got 2 games of the weekend, and I've got the Arsenal, Everton Arsenal, and the Chelsea West Ham. I've got.
This could be a humdinger, Chelsea West Ham.
Yeah.
I really, when watching West Ham, and Moyes has definitely got it. You should have never let it go.
Yeah.
He would have sorted United out by now. But no.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You had no patience, not like you did Alex Ferguson. David Moyes knows what he's doing, and he's building a good team there at West Ham.
Depends if they keep Declan Rice, though.
Declan Rice is good, but Jared Bowen is really good. The guy they got from Hull. And there's who's the Czech guy who's the right back. Again, they've got some really flowing football. Again, I think Lampard could get similar treatment to Arteta. Chelsea are just a touch fragile, and West Ham are really solid.
Yeah, so, we've got a West Ham fans calling it 2-0 West Ham.
Michael's there called it at 2-1. I think the Hammers. I think West Ham are a really, really solid, improving team. I love. Some of their players are just great, and that goal by Haller. I mean, I screamed out on the telly. That was a God-given goal. I think I reckon 1-2.
And then Fox is saying the same as well. Chelsea.
Fear not, you have Mikel Arteta next.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Is it Chelsea Arsenal later? But
yeah. No, he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna go, and normally I'll sit there and say Chelsea win, but I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna say a West Ham win. I'd love a West Ham win. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 West Ham.
Yeah, that's what I said.
2-1 West Ham win.
Brilliant.
Yeah. We're wrapped up. Really, that's it. That is it. That was brilliant.
It's an exciting weekend. We've got to work tomorrow. It's heading towards Christmas and retail. What a gut turn! But I'm going to try and chill out on Sunday, watch a load of football. Definitely watch Monday night. I'll watch Match of the Day, and Saturday I'll follow it on the internet. So let's hope it's a wonderful weekend.
Brilliant, guys. Appreciate it. Pleasure as always watching. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back on Sunday with the Collie Osborne show, and we will be having the chairman of Oxford City on the show on Sunday. So please tune in for that, for the Collie Osborne show at 8 p.m. with Stitches as guests. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.